Never let them keep me on my tippy toes. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They come with a wish list. They come with a wish list. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They come with a wish list. They come with a wish list. Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Lawrence going to put it up right away. That's caught by Tucker. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. And Stroud now to throw. Got his man, Dell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Stroud to throw it. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. The Texans had 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Stroud looking to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Lawrence will throw. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Here's a give to Bigsby. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Escape, and a big loss here as he's taken down. There's Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
The pass rush has been a real strength of late. They got to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. Back deep is Tank Dell. Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
3.5 to go, 1st quarter. Here's Stroud. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Throwing now is Stroud. Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Right back to him for 10 more and a 1st. Now Stroud. Rolling to his right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Pass knocked free there by Tyson Campbell. Here's 2nd and 10. You look at this Jaguar defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. The throwing again is Stroud. And that's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short, and this will stay at a 7-point game. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
That's caught by Tucker. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence. Open man. This is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21. Now Lawrence to throw. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Bigsby. And here he'll get it down to the 7. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sand back at the 16-yard line. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. There he goes, right side. And they will score. Pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And you wonder, I mean, is it even possible, especially for the quarterback, to mentally reset after that quick of a turnaround?
Well, we're certainly going to find out, aren't we? Because that play...
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Trey Tucker, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A short throw there to Strange. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Here's Lawrence. Flush to his right. He's got Thomas yet again complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Lawrence. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Off to Thomas on the left side. And he's got this down to the 35. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner 1st half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 35. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Lawrence going to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Christian Harris. And the Texans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. That is caught by Dell.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Mixon with a first down carry. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Play action. Here's Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Stroud working out of the gun.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Stroud.
Dumps it off to Mixon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up.
And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here.
As Stroud now to throw.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel.
Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Looking long for Thomas.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Texans 7.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A 1-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the 3rd quarter will start from the 30. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Stroud to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The man in motion is Brown. Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
That would complete downfield to Thomas. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Texans will take over possession here up at the 44. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter. But now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Stroud looking to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. Inside handoff to Mixon. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Play action. Stroud now. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I think I like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack, because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Throwing now is Stroud. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They go back to the ground now with Mixon, and he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Ka'imi Fairbairn comes on. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And I think the ball's out, and the Texans scoop it. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty. Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take that. Oh, right on the heels of the pick 6, another ball intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Johnson. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Now this defense, Charles, coming up with enough. Interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need the...
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And
the Texans on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Now he's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Here's Stroud. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Stroud out of the gun here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the 1st down in the process. Lawrence will throw. He gets it to Thomas. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brian Thomas with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jags are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Texans 16.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, but that still goes as a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
That is caught, and he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Buying time to his left. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw. Stroud. Got his man, Dell. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Take Dell from 10 yards out. And the Texans have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Lawrence. Fighting through pressure. Flushed out right. And his throw here's incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing to start the drive. Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back.
Here's second down.
They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. To throw again on second down.
Stroud connecting with Mixon.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Stroud. Finding Schultz.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he pulled in downfield by Collins.
Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Texans use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Stroud back to throw.
And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence.
Flush to his right.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here's Lawrence.
Thomas brings it in. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee. A little unconventional, but another kneel down here as they work towards a field goal try. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. The uprights on the chips. The Jaguars have won the game. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen.